thank you once again for tuning in to the final 2020 G1 Climax edition of Chris Black's NJPW Report. I am, of course, the natural Chris Black of the Saturday Night SlamCasters podcast, independent professional wrestler, and everybody's favorite narcissist. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally made it. After 18 grueling days, we are at the finals of the G1 Climax. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been one hell of a tournament. It's been one hell of a ride. I've really enjoyed doing all these reviews. Let's get right to the action. Of course, as New Japan does, we have a lot of undercard matches with some tags. Doesn't mean just because it's on the undercard that it's not important. These matches were still very, very good. So let's get into the first one. We have an 8-man tag. We have Yano, Yoshi-Hashi, Ishii, and Goto taking on Douki, El Desperado, Zack Sabre Jr., and Taichi representing Suzuki-gun. Taichi calls out Ishii, and they go right at it. Taichi's legs are still jacked up from his bout with Ibushi, and who can blame him? They threw over 150 some odd kicks. Jesus. Anyway, Suzuki-gun works very well as a unit during these multi-man matches. They seem to have targeted Goto's arm. Again, that's been kind of the thing this entire tournament. Yano does Yano things and takes off the padding, but Zack surprisingly puts it back on, which is, okay, heel not wanting to cheat. Okay, I can dig it. Anyway, you get some more Yano-Zack interaction, which was very good. Yoshi, probably the most improved wrestler of the tournament, gets in and takes out 3 members of Suzuki-gun. But of course, they retaliate, and Yoshi gets a spiked Black Mephisto and gets pinned in 10 minutes, 34 seconds. But the action does not stop there. Suzuki-gun absolutely destroys the Chaos team. In the end, Douki is holding up the 6-man never openweight tag titles, and it looks like he's got his eyes set on these. So, we will see what happens. In the next match, we have a tag match. We have Takahashi and Takaki taking on Kanemaru and Suzuki, again representing Suzuki-gun. And you know what? Minoru Suzuki, he's the man. He gets right into Shingo's face, and a brawl starts the match. Takahashi and Kanemaru start out once things are calmed down. I've really missed the junior heavyweights and cannot wait till the best of the Super Juniors. Shingo and Suzuki are fighting on the outside. It's almost like there's 2 separate matches going on all at once. Suzuki must be in a bad mood because he's just not fucking around. He gets in the ring and goes to work on Takahashi. Shingo, with the hot tag, goes after both Suzuki and Kanemaru. Shingo and Suzuki trade strikes, and Suzuki smiling, which is never a good thing, or at least for his opponent. Good for me, because I love seeing Suzuki kick ass. After a brutal exchange, both men are down and tag out. There's a double team on Himuro, where they nail a double impact, but Shingo with the save. Suzuki and Shingo take the fight to the outside. Himuro Takahashi hits the time bomb and gets the pin on Kanemaru in 11 minutes, 55 seconds. Excellent match, gentlemen. However, business between Shingo and Minoru Suzuki is still not over because they are at each other's throat until they are separated. Suzuki puts the title in Shingo's face and motions him to bring it. So, looks like we're going to have a rematch for that never openweight title in the near future. In the next match, we have another 8-man tag. We have Master Wato, Cobb, Juice Robinson, Tanahashi taking on Bullet Club members Gato, Ishimori, Kenta, and Jay White. And it's my boy Ishimori. I'm glad to see him. But what the fuck? Gato is getting in on this match? Well, we all know who's going to eat that pin. Tanahashi goes to show off his abs, as he's been doing mostly during the tournament, and Jay White runs up and poses right next to him showing his abs. I fucking love Jay White. He's such an excellent heel. Anyway, Jay White and Juice Robinson starts out the match. Well, we think Jay's going to start, but he quickly tags Ishimori in instead. Juice tags Master Wato, and we get some junior heavyweight action. You know, I'm not sure about this Master Wato guy. Like he kind of looks like a pixie version of Yoshi-Hashi. So, I mean, he's an incredible athlete. I'll give him that. But I just don't know about. I just don't know about him. But it looks like Wada was going to be the one taking the heat. Jay White does a Mongolian chop spot, trying to get under the skin of Tenzan, who's on the outside supporting the baby faces. But with the drop kick to the back, Jay White is put on the ropes and receives a Mongolian chop from Tenzan. So got a little bit of a comeuppance. Jeff Cobb gets the hot tag and suplexes anyone he can get his hands on. Tanahashi and Kenta mix it up, and this may be setting up a future match, possibly. Well, Tanahashi puts Gato in the cloverleaf, and who would have guessed it? Gato tapped out, 9 minutes and 12 seconds. Kenta, surprisingly, gets in Tanahashi's face with the briefcase. Looks like Tanahashi may want to challenge Kenta. We'll see about that. Next match up, we have a bit of a grudge match. We have Sho and Okada taking on the Great Okan and Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay and the Great Okan is accompanied to the ring by Babe Priestley. Okada comes out and he goes right after Ospreay, not even coming out of his ring jacket. Okan and Sho start off the match. Khan pretty much no sells all of Sho's attacks and kicks. I don't like that screaming shit that Okan is doing. He sounds kind of like a banshee. Maybe that's a Mongolian thing, but I'm not liking it. This match is to establish Ospreay's new group, so of course I'm thinking they're going to go over. Sho takes Okan down with a good-looking spear, and Okada is tagged in. He wants Ospreay, but Ospreay jumps off the apron. Okada is giving Okada some trouble, and once he's down, of course Will Ospreay tags in. But Okada gets his second win. Once he sees Ospreay in the ring, they go at it a bit before both men are down. Okada tags in Sho, who then goes after Ospreay in the corner with forearms. He lands triples German suplexes on Ospreay, which looked really good. But Ospreay caught him in the figure four, and Sho has no choice but to tap. 12 minutes, 35 seconds. I believe Ospreay's group is going to be called the Empire, so we have a victory by the Empire. Still looking forward to seeing what Will Ospreay is going to do as a heel. That got me interested. I think him and Okada is going to have a great program. In the next match, we have Bushi and Naito taking on Yujiro Takahashi and Evil. Yujiro tagging with Evil, and that's not stirring the pot. I'm getting tired of people saying, oh, Bullet Club is fine. No, there's obviously some shit going down, but only time will tell. Well, after a LIJ fist and a too sweet later, the bell rings, and Naito starts out with Yujiro. Really? But then Evil runs and attacks Naito from behind. Then Evil tags in. After Yujiro gets back in the ring, it's not long before Naito regains control of the match, and he gets some shine on Yujiro. Evil attacks Naito on the outside. Yujiro takes Bushi to the outside, and the heels regain control, battering their opponents on the outside, throwing them into the barricades. Looks like they're going to put the heat on Bushi. Naito tags in and knocks Evil off the apron and goes after Yujiro, but then gets taken down, and Evil is tagged in, who goes to work on Naito. However, after a swinging DDT by Naito, both men are now down, looking for tags. Naito tags in Bushi. Bushi comes in hot and goes right after Evil. However, Yujiro and Evil double teams Bushi to slow down his momentum. Naito is able to stop an everything is Evil on Bushi. There's a lot of back and forth fighting during this match. Evil nails a darkness fall on Bushi for a close 2 count, then locks in the sharpshooter, and Bushi has no choice but to tap out in 14 minutes, 14 seconds. Naito and Evil get into each other's face, kind of like a stare down, but in comes Dick Togo sneaking in from behind with the choke with the Garrett. Evil delivers and everything is Evil, and Naito is down, and Evil stands above, posing with both titles. So we all know what Evil's after now. In the near future, expect to see Naito and Evil with one or both titles on the line. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the climax of the G1 Climax, the main event. Kota Ibushi challenging Sanada. And we are greeted with a special guest commentator as Maso Chono joins the Japanese commentary. I'm listening to the English commentary, so I'm not hearing what he's saying, and I probably wouldn't know if I did listen. But Chono is in the building. I noticed that Ibushi's leg is wrapped, and why wouldn't it be? Him and Taichi just kicked the shit out of each other during their last match. So we get a couple of hard lockups with some clean breaks. We got some good chain wrestling going. It's a very slow, cautious pace with each man feeling each other out. I feel like the commentators are overemphasizing how this is going to be a good, clean match. Sounds kind of fishy to me, and I'm beginning to suspect that some bullshit might go down or someone's going to interfere. Who knows? But it's probably going to be a long match because they seem to be pacing themselves pretty well, spreading everything out, not rushing to blow each other up. So I can deal with this pace. Ibushi starts working over the arm. There's a bit of a chop exchange, then some forearms. Ibushi surprisingly goes down first, but gets right back up striking some more. Now he starts to kick the arm of Sanada. Ibushi goads him into a striking exchange and tells Sanada to bring it. Well, I'm assuming that's what he said again. I don't speak Japanese. Now Sanada goes after Ibushi's leg, hitting a knee breaker, then flying the figure four. We get a quick little comeback by Ibushi, but he's still selling the leg. Hits a plancha to the outside on Sanada, and Sanada returns the favor by hitting a plancha on Ibushi to the outside. The match finally starts to pick up with a lot of back and forth action, each man punishing the other as soon as they get an opening. Sanada hits an apron-assisted magic screw. Both men are down and have to beat the 20 count back into the ring. As they start to get up, it's back to striking as Sanada kicks the legs of Ibushi and hit a top rope-assisted magic screw and then locks on the skull end. Sanada goes for a springboard drop kick, but is powerbombed as Ibushi catches him. Then Ibushi nails a sit-down powerbomb just for good measure, but again, only a 2 count. Sanada, once up, hits a very good tiger suplex, followed up by a TKO for another 2 count. He locks on the skull end once again, but Ibushi tries fighting out, but right before Ibushi seems to be out, Sanada tries the moonsault, but misses this time. Ibushi nails a high kick to the head, hits a Bombaye, goes for the Kamigoye, but he's pulled into a pop-up TKO. Nice counter by Sanada. Sanada hits one moonsault, but on the second attempt, Ibushi gets his knees up. He picks up Sanada and nails him with the bastard driver for a very close 2 count. He goes for the Kamigoye again, but it's blocked, and Sanada tries a quick roll-up for an extremely close 2 count. I mean, I thought that this match was over, but Red Shoes is waving it off as only 2, not 3. Ibushi nails a high kick, then a high knee, followed up by a Kamigoye, and only a 2 count. Feeling that this match is over with, he locks the arms, goes for a second Kamigoye, nails it, and Sanada is done. 35 minutes, 12 seconds. We have our 2020 G1 Climax winner, Kota Ibushi, for the 2nd year in a row. Absolutely amazing, which means Kota Ibushi is now awarded the right to challenge for the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Championship. They have not quite announced if it's going to be both titles on the line yet, but again, we will know probably soon within the next few months. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That will do it for the G1 Climax 2020. I absolutely had a blast. I really enjoyed this tournament from top to bottom. I was never disappointed. The matches were great. My love for pro wrestling has found a home in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I cannot complain about really anything that they do. It is such a breath of fresh air to watch wrestling that makes sense. But that's going to do it for the G1 Climax Finals. I really hope you guys have enjoyed all of my reviews, not just this one. If you could, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Let me know that you support me, that you appreciate all of my hard work. I'm going to continue bringing you New Japan Pro Wrestling commentary and reviews on all of their major shows. Please, you're going to want to return for more content from Chris Black. If you want to follow me on social media, there are links in the description that'll direct you to my Facebook, Instagram, as well as my Twitter. And while you're at it, show the Saturday Night SlamCasters some love. Links are in the description. Also, that'll take you to our podcast, our very own YouTube channel, our Facebook page, and our Facebook group. Thank you once again for tuning in for Chris Black's NJPW report. I have enjoyed every single minute of this tournament, and I've enjoyed bringing you my reviews and reactions. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will see you next time. Looking forward to World Tag League and the Best of the Super Juniors. Don't forget about my NJPW report every Thursday. Come get slammed.